Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Andrew Yang, and we're going to talk about celebration. Why are we going to talk about celebration? Well, we're going to talk about celebration because it is a day of celebration for Yang Gang. Why are we celebrating today? Well, the reason why we're celebrating is it is a return, right? Now, what is it a return of? Well, we should all know exactly what it is a return of. It is a return of Andrew Yang, and what exactly is he returning to? He is returning to debate number 8. This is huge. We are very, very, very excited. I am incredibly excited about Andrew Yang returning to debate number 8. This is really, really exciting as we move forward here. This is really huge for Andrew Yang and returning to debate number 8. He has qualified. He has all of the he has everything he needs to move into debate number 8. He has the donors and he has the polls now, and I'm just so proud and so excited. I'm incredibly proud of him. I know this, and we know this now. This was incredibly difficult. And the reason why is we now know that there's a specific attribute that really helps you qualify for debates, right? And unfortunately, Andrew Yang does not have that attribute. We now know that not having that attribute is an incredibly difficult obstacle to overcome. Andrew Yang is incredibly, he's such a capable person, and with the help of Yang Gang, with his own absolute amazing drive, with his persistence, his courage, the help of Evelyn Yang, being with him on the trail, the encouragement of his family, the encouragement of everybody who's supporting him, with really incredible celebrities coming on board, like David Chappelle, like Donald Glover, members of Weezer coming along. It's really been amazing. And so here we are. Andrew Yang has qualified for debate number 8. Let's take a look at debate number 8 and see exactly what Andrew Yang has qualified for. All right. So when's it going to happen? So debate number 8 is going to qualify for debate. So debate number 8 is going to happen on Friday, February 7th, 2020. All right. Now, Friday, what the heck? Why on earth would you have a debate on a Friday? I'll tell you right now, this is the first debate they've had on a Friday, right? This is a weird night to have a debate. It is very strange. Most of the debates have happened on like Tuesdays, Wednesdays, right? Friday's night when you get your swerve on, right? Now, everybody relax. Scott Garibay getting his swerve on just means like he's playing Yu-Gi-Oh cards with his friends, or getting chicken fingers at Chili's with his wife, or like nothing too exciting happens on Friday night. But it's a relaxation night. It's it's supposed to be a little more spin down. I'm not sure a lot of people are going to be turning in for like political debates on a Friday night, but I'll be there, of course, right? And I'm very excited. It's going to happen in New Hampshire. Now, New Hampshire has been a real focus for Andrew Yang, which is exciting. He spent a lot of time up in that northeastern state, and so that's good, right? He has a presence there, which is very, very exciting. All right. So what other elements are there for debate number 8? Well, in addition to New Hampshire, there is also one of the hosts is going to be ABC. Now, there's some like small affiliate channel that I think it's WMUR. It's like a small affiliate of ABC, but ABC is going to essentially be hosting this debate, which is very interesting because there are large companies that are connected to these debates, which, I think a lot of people have concerns over that. I'm actually very happy with that overall. I don't have any real, I think it's good that corporations are connected to politics in American politics, right? We are a capitalist country. Capitalism is very, America carries the capitalism banner, right? And Andrew Yang does not back away from that. So it's one of the reasons why I like him as a candidate, right? And so, ABC is going to be there, and they're going to be helping to host this. And so I kind of like that corporations have a voice in politics. Of course, that's got to be controlled, and there needs to be some balance. But ABC is going to be in the mix. This is a big one. This is the first time I've seen this. Apple is going to be there. Apple is an absolutely massive corporation. It's the first time Apple's going to be in the mix. I think it's Apple News specifically. And this is really, really interesting, right? There's been this huge debate forever about, Apple versus PC, and, the idea that Apple is continuing to expand out and that Apple is in news is really fascinating. So I think that's a really, really interesting aspect of that. So let's talk about the candidates that Andrew Yang is going to be returning to battle, right, in this debate. Of course, he's going to be coming straight at Biden. Biden has gotten a ton of press out of this, out of the impeachment, right? And make no mistake, right, in America, let's be real, man. There is very little difference between fame and infamy. And frankly, Biden's name has been said virtually non-stop connected to this impeachment, because he's a hair's breadth away from virtually everything involved in this in impeachment, right? And so his name has been connected to this impeachment from the very beginning, and he's gotten a ton of press, right? So Andrew Yang's going to really need to think about how he's going to process that, what his angle of skirmish is going to be against Biden, and how he's going to deal with this very specific concern around impeachment, right? Bernie Sanders. Let's talk about Bernie Sanders, right? So Bernie Sanders, so we're seeing Andrew Yang return to the stage, and it's so exciting, right? Like, this is really exciting too, because this is going to be its own story. I am not going to be one of these people who's going to spin for you that it was I don't think there was any benefit to Andrew Yang missing debate number 7. These are dark days. I don't ever want to return to these days. I want to make every debate, and I'm so proud of Andrew Yang for making the debate, right? And I am super, super happy. I just could not be more thrilled that Andrew Yang is going to make the debate, right? But the reality is, I'm really glad that he's going to be right back in the mix to take it to these top contenders. And right now, boy, make no mistake, man, Biden and Sanders is where the action is right now. These two dogs, man, they have dogs in the fight. These two are really going at it. Biden and Sanders, it is huge right now what's happening between these two. It is a battle for the ages, and they are out in front. And Andrew Yang's, man, he better, he needs to bring his political katana, because there's going to be some serious political battling that needs to be done. All right, let's talk about the next contender that he's going to need to deal with, which is Elizabeth Warren. Right, so Elizabeth Warren, she's dropped majorly. I think, the bloom is, she's really lost a lot of shine. I think one of the things that's been most amazing about Warren recently is how much momentum she's lost. There's been a lot of, recently there was, she got an endorsement, a very, very famous endorsement that she had to share with Amy Klobuchar, by a, kind of a mainstream, news source. It really, it was just confusing, and it's a bad story. It really didn't help anybody. It didn't help Klobuchar or Elizabeth Warren. It didn't help the news source that did it. It was a mess, right? And Elizabeth Warren, very, very talented politician, but also just a politician through and through. And I think one of the biggest things that I think is surprising a lot of people is how quickly she is fading, and her support does not really seem to be holding. And a lot of the energy right now has been with Biden and Sanders. And honestly, I think Andrew, as he returns to the stage, really should not spend a lot of time focusing on Warren. I don't think Warren is the opponent to beat anymore, right? Let's talk about the second tier debate candidate, the candidates who were in the debate number 7. Let's talk about let's talk about these 3 candidates here: Amy Klobuchar, Pete Buttigieg, right, and Tom Steyer. Now these candidates specifically, right? These candidates came in They were in debate number 7. They're all trailing the Sanders and Biden. And Warren had a real moment, you know what I mean? But the reality is, I really don't think Warren is in Sanders and Biden's league anymore. She's really fallen off. Klobuchar and Buttigieg and Steyer are essentially second-tier debate candidates. Thank goodness Andrew Yang is a debate candidate again. Look, good Lord, we're leaving that Force Ghost space behind, which is really fantastic. I'm very excited about that. I'm so excited. This is such a day for celebration. So Amy Klobuchar, Pete Buttigieg, and Tom Steyer. The reality is, I think Amy Klobuchar, always a contender, always dangerous. I think Andrew Yang had better be ready for her, and have things prepared to say directly to her. Be ready to parry political attacks if she has them. Pete Buttigieg, I would not spend 5 minutes getting ready for him. I really feel like the reality is he's there. I think the press absolutely loves him, but I don't think Pete himself has any ability to bring anything significant that's dangerous to any candidate, right? Pete just shows up, the press loves him and does their thing and gives them all the shine they possibly can, and that's significant, right? And the fact that he has charmed the press is a powerful thing that he has accomplished, right? But I don't think Andrew Yang needs to really do anything to get ready for Pete Buttigieg. Of course, Tom Steyer, Andrew Yang can completely ignore him. Tom Steyer's entire campaign is not actually a real political campaign. It's just a personal redemption narrative. He spent a large portion of his life funding coal companies and for-profit prisons, and now he's just trying to, do something nice so that he can sleep in full 8 hours. And I really don't think he's actually running a real political campaign. I think this is just a personal redemption narrative. I don't think Andrew Yang should spend 5 minutes getting ready for him. So now, there are other candidates that are running, right? Now, I've been ignoring these candidates for a long time and not talking about them, but I have a lot more sympathy now for them than I used to, because we just left Force Ghost land, right? We were just one of these candidates that weren't making the debate stage, that were being ignored by the traditional media, and so I'm going to give a little more time to these people and talk about them. One thing that's super interesting about Bloomberg is it just puts a huge amount of shine on Andrew Yang that I'm so excited about. What I love about looking at Bloomberg's campaign right now is Andrew Yang was able to make the first 6 debates off of his blood, sweat, and tears, right? He went up to literally well over 1,000 doors and knocked on them. And there were days where he knocked on splintered wooden doors and, just pricked his thumb and there was a drop of blood on his thumb. And, and there were days where, where he didn't see Evelyn and he shed a tear. There were days that he spent out under the hot sun and he literally sweated, right? Bloomberg skipped all of that, right? And just used his billions of dollars to buy ads, right? No blood, sweat, or tears, right? Just money. Well, guess what? The money didn't work. He literally could not buy his way into these debates. And I think that's fascinating, right? That's the only thing you need to remember about Bloomberg is no matter how much money you got, he still could not make the debates, right? Tulsi Gabbard. Boy, I'll tell you this. I have an absolutely unprecedented, renewed sympathy for Tulsi Gabbard. I've always thought that Tulsi Gabbard was an incredibly talented politician. I truly am. I feel very, very sorry that she's not able to make this debate. I know she has things she wants to say to the American people, and I do feel really bad that she can't make it. And I have an incredible amount of sympathy now for Tulsi because I understand the pain that Tulsi Gabbard's followers have when you can't make the debate. It's painful. It cuts like a knife, man, a political knife. It's just hard. It's hard and it's painful. And I felt that pain now. And my sympathy goes out to every single Tulsi Gabbard fan out there. MB, I'm talking to you. Yeah. Yeah, my sympathy really goes out to Tulsi Gabbard. Believe it or not, these two guys, Delaney and Bennett, are still running. Totally forgettable, but I'm gonna mention them. Just they're still in the mix, and honestly, you know what? They are important to remember. You know why Delaney and Bennett are important to remember? They're important to remember to remember nobody can make you quit. Absolutely nobody can make you quit, right? You quit when you decide to quit. That's what Delaney and Bennett are actually proving, right? And and I think that's very, very fascinating that Delaney and Bennett are actually proving that, and that is a very interesting aspect of that. The last candidate I wanted to mention was Deval Patrick. He's still in the mix, man. He's still running. He has not made much traction at all. I think he's in a little bit of a different league than Delaney and Patrick. Delaney and Bennett. He's got some attributes that I think are important and are going to continue to be important and should be considered more by the DNC, the media, and Dem voters, right? Overall, today is a huge day of celebration for Andrew Yang. We're just so proud of what he's been able to accomplish and the momentum that he continues to build. This is absolutely huge. Andrew Yang has returned to the debate stage. I am so incredibly excited about Andrew Yang moving forward, doing what he needs to do to appear on that stage, to take it politically to every single one of these opponents, and also to return to an actually exciting, useful, powerful debate that is going to be filled with things that are worth listening to, right? And so, let's just tick it off here. Okay, so on Friday the 7th, February 7th, 2020, we are going to be in New Hampshire, right? So the focus will be turning to New Hampshire, and during that time, ABC specifically, right, will be working with, surprisingly, incredible Apple, to bring us debate number 8. And most important, for debate number 8, Andrew Yang is going to be there. And that's the part that is of massive reason to celebrate. I am so, so excited. I hope you're excited too. If you are, let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful millennium.